Go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
Italo, Blog Talk Radio.
So for those that don't know, Yvette Saunders, she's a great guest. I've had her in the past to do some movie reviews, and also her one-woman show. Sorry, not one man. She's a woman. So it's a one-woman show that was Notorious Moms, and premiered. I think it premiered last year, if I'm not mistaken. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was last year. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear
you. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, it was last year, just around this time, last month.
Right. I know, it's so crazy.
I know.
Yeah,
so many things have happened since then. Am I right?
So many things. It's crazy. It's like every day I don't watch the news, but I get the news somehow, and it's just horrible.
It's good to be informed. It's good to be informed. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is sometimes like, okay, I see it like this. Now that we're talking about it, we're diving right into it, right? So, right, like we always do.
As we always do, you and I. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it is hard. It's hard every time. It's hard to watch the videos, and I'm talking about George Floyd, and then I forget the other guy's name, the one from Wendy's parking lot.
Oh yes, it's just to be honest with you, there's like Indiana, like it's just like so many names that are just piling up right now as far as Black individuals that have been in the news recently, that have died at the hands of police, and that we are able to actually view on video because of the internet and everything these days. I think for many people, everywhere, hence all of the protests and everything, No,
and the reason I'm saying this is because, I got his name already. It's Rayshard Brooks. Now, there's a few times that I cry.
Yeah.
I'm already getting it.
I know it's a lot. It's
well, and it is like this. Let me explain. I was getting emotional, so I had to stop. But the reason I got emotional with everybody, right? But especially Rayshard is not only what I saw in the parking lot of Wendy's and George Floyd, what happened to him, and
the knee on the neck.
He was watching a video of him speaking about police brutality way before this happened, and he was very recollected and talking about it. He was, in the system, and of course, you know what that means. He was talking about what was he talking about? He was talking about being in probation and how it doesn't really help you and everything. But anyways, I have it on my Facebook, or whoever's following me or whoever cares.
Yes.
It is on YouTube. And so those that do will see it. But the moment that I got me is the last part where he smiles.
Yeah. I know. It's haunting, really, isn't it? I mean, it's haunting. I also feel this way about Elijah MacLean. Elijah MacLean. He He was the guy that young guy that he used to play violin for shelter cats. And I believe
I'm not familiar.
oh my gosh, you need to look into this. This is more recent, and he young guy and sweet guy, actually doing nothing, no crime, actually nothing, and just walking home. He had, I think he had a specific type of maybe autoimmune disease, or there was something going on with him. I heard even autism a bit, but
yeah, I heard about this.
Yes, right. And so he would go to shelters and play violin for kittens. I mean, like, and they have the exact words of like what he said while he was, dying, pretty much. Like, please, I'm not a person like this. I haven't done any crime. Please, like he's pleading for his life. And I don't know, like something about that really got me. I mean, all of it gets me,
right.
But like. I personally have a younger sister who's autistic, and
right. So that hits home.
I know what it's like. It's just there, if there's an innocence, that's there, that like,
yeah.
And I just, it just doesn't make sense to me. The brutality, the force that is used, regardless if you're doing a crime or not, or whatever the situation, as citizens, if we do a crime, if I do a crime, if you do a crime, I shouldn't die from being arrested.
Right.
I should not die from that. I should get my due justice in court, or whatever the procedure would be,
Right.
And that is the problem.
Which is exactly what happened when Candace Owens, and we were talking about her. So when Candace Owens said when she said what she said, and I just read it, I'm like, okay, let me just make sure, because I haven't seen the video, which is going to upset me probably even more.
You need to check it out. I know it's annoying, but you have to check it out. But I try to.
Because I want to see what her point is. It's like, why is your point?
I think everyone should see her point. She's pretty much, in my opinion, screaming for attention because she wants to be heard. And you know what? Everyone has the right to be heard, right? Everyone is independent in their views and their thoughts, right? And she says that a lot about herself and her views.
That's the First Amendment right. You have the right to do that.
Yeah. She's an independent thinker, and she's not sorry that she's a black person that thinks in certain ways, and that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with her thinking however she wants. Okay, but I guess my concern, I don't have a problem. I just have a concern that some of the views and issues that she does bring up are much more talked about than other views or topics. I mean, she talked a lot about how, in a sense, the black culture kind of like held George Floyd in this like savior kind of like position, like this martyr, like this like
that's what she said.
Holier than thou. Like she she said, like, I'm sorry he was a criminal. She's like, sorry he was a criminal. And she for like several minutes pointed out all of the things that he did wrong, and like all these things, and how we shouldn't be looking to him as like some hero. Okay, and I really don't think that black people are looking at him as a hero. Okay, I think most black people are looking at him as a symbol, as far as what has always been the problem in the first place, and he just happened to be that person. And so what we were just discussing in that, like, you can be arrested for something, but like that man's knee on his neck,
right, for 8 minutes
and
to 40 seconds,
and the look in his eye and his hands in his pocket, I mean, the casual, it was really it's very
criminal.
triggering. I feel it's triggering. Okay, I'm gonna say it's triggering because many Candace, for example, is you know, she's right wing, she's Republican, and you know, I personally I'm not either. Okay, but
right.
she has a very strong view about, you know, being Republican and what these things believe, you know, are and what she believes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But how could she not look at that video and feel like some kind of pain in her heart? Like
Exactly.
I was never a slave, okay? I know probably some of my descendants were slaves, and I truly believe
Ancestors.
that there's a DNA connection.
Okay.
You know, there's a day. No,
Yeah.
I've seen shows where like some black people they were free the whole time. Like, you know, so you never know, right? Like, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I can feel the pain through DNA, blood. Like, I feel we all energetically kind of take on our ancestors, right? Like, how can we just be like, oh, well, I've never been a slave. I mean, that was so long ago. I mean, like, get over it.
There's slavery and there's new Jim Crow. So whether you are not in shackles,
it's systematic.
or you're in prison, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're criminalizing people for being black. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to start looking at.
Some would agree with that. Some would disagree with that. You know, like Candace Owens, she would disagree with that, and she would just say that, oh, we're just being victims. You know, we're just playing a victim role, and I don't agree with that. I feel like there's circumstantial evidence throughout history that actually describes the systematic. Just kind of arrangement that actually people would have meetings and, you know, court cases about in order to make sure that those slaves during like Jim Crow laws and all of these things that happen, you know, afterwards, to make sure that like they know their place, so to speak. So, you know, whether it's like housing and like the kind of funds you would get from a bank or like it's a day-to-day kind of systematic battle that black people in this country have had to go through, and I'm not saying that to be a victim. I'm saying that because it's facts, and I'm saying it because it's the truth, and I have no issue. You know, like she can believe what she wants. People and Republicans and what have you. I really don't care. I'm just saying I care about people's rights. I don't care what color you are. But any human being, when you see something as atrocious, as horrific as George Floyd and all these people in the news that we're actually able to see, you know, because this obviously has been always going on, but we didn't have video to prove it. But I mean, when we see these things, how can you be so heartless to skim over the details? Like she said, oh well, yeah, he's a criminal. But yeah, it was wrong that the knee was on his neck, but he's a criminal. Like she kept going back to the point that he's a criminal, and I just didn't understand that was the argument, that should be the argument for her to not care about his life, like human life.
No, has anybody like not confront her? I shouldn't say that, but debate.
I mean, there was this kind of like the summit or debate or whatever that was actually held by kind of like the hip hop community, and you know, look. My opinion is, I don't think that necessarily was the best place.
You mean Breakfast Club or what show was it?
No, it was an actual summit. Like T.I. and all these people were there, and just the crowd was just really like in. You know, they were booing her and all that, and I'm just kind of like, it just turned into this like Jerry Springer thing, which I didn't feel was the appropriate way to deal with her. And I will just say today, I will talk to you any day, Candace, okay, because I'm also an intelligent black woman that's, gone to college, all right?
I don't want to be in the room.
Okay, I know you just got married to your like English husband who is a strong Brexit, kind of candidate as far as like what he believes in. And that's fine. And I celebrate love, so like it has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying, talk to me anytime, girl. Like I don't feel like you've been in the right circumstances. And I know you know about your numbers. You talk about your numbers. You talk about, like, just look at the facts and the numbers. And you're just trying to tell the truth. But I just feel you're heartless.
Yeah.
I don't feel you
don't
have
want to, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't want to put your heart into it.
Yeah,
you just want to look at the numbers. And you don't want to take, it's like putting yourself away from the problem. I understand what you're saying. Don't get emotional. But at the same time, be critical, fine. But look at the facts, bitch. And I'm telling her bitch because, sorry, but I don't even know her.
No, but I'm sure she's definitely used to being called all sorts of names. I'm sure she's gotten many threats, okay? And I'm not a person that wants to threaten her. I'm just saying, I don't think you met your match. I don't think you met your match yet. I think that you think,
and I know how she. Sorry.
I feel like she, she's an elitist. Actually, she's an elitist in the sense where she just feels like her point of view and her, her and her husband's point of view and whatever, and her beliefs are more makes more sense than anybody else's beliefs.
Yeah.
And
she has to be right.
Yeah,
it's always
you're an intelligent person,
exactly.
And that's fine. I like to read, and I like to, it's like, but you don't. I just don't understand the lack of heart. That's where I'm coming from. That, like, you how you cannot feel any kind of pain in your cells. Just passes down from DNA, like just from our ancestors, like, that the truth, but at the same time, like, I get that you're like a Fox News machine, or I don't know if you're getting paid or not. I'm not sure your story, and I respect what you have to say and your opinions because you have that right, okay, as an American citizen and your First Amendment right, okay, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, just for God's sake, like stop the rhetoric and stop, just kind of spieling out these numbers and spieling out, like, these, quote, facts to just prove a point instead of actually looking at the full realm and spectrum of the problem, I don't know. I just think there's more involved and more factors involved than just these facts and numbers that you try to spew as, like, making your point. And that's fine. We get it. You're intelligent. We get it.
She's smart. Of course, she's smart. I listened to her before, and she's really smart, articulate. She will argue, argue anybody out. And I've seen her before in action, and I respect her. However, one thing is to be outside looking in. She's not a reporter. She didn't talk to the family members.
She studied journalism, but I think she dropped out. I think Rhode Island. I'm not sure. She dropped out. But her excuse is, well, I didn't fall into, like, the whole, like, liberal teachings, like, like I was smarter than that. Like her argument always is to kind of uplift. Yeah, it's always that she's above it. Like she figured it out. Like, she's got the plan. Like, she gets it. Like, and and also she takes up for Kanye and all these people. And like I said, people can think whatever they want. Like, it's not about like black people need to just think one way or another. Okay, like, you can think whatever you want, because I'm a person personally. I'm black. I'm more independent. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, but I'm saying I have freedom of thought as well. So there's certain things I'm conservative about, I think, on the scale, and there's certain things I'm really liberal about, But to just like kind of go out there and like spiel these facts and numbers and like rhetoric, and I don't know, is it because you're getting paid? I just don't get the motivation.
I think she's getting to a point where she wants to be. I'm not sure what her motives are, to be honest, but I think she wants to go into politics. And,
I do too.
whatever, so be it.
So interesting you say that. So interesting you say that, because I believe the same thing. I really agree with you, because at one point I feel she was like joking about, I can be president and this and that. And that's fine. Everyone has, you can do whatever you want in this country, right? The land of the free, like that started with slave. That started with slave.
Kanye West can be a candidate.
The land of the free, like stop. But anyway, I'm down anytime, Candace, to talk. Like seriously, because I think that you are used to dealing with a lot of perhaps Black people that you don't think are at your level or something, and that you know that really they don't know, they don't get it,
right?
And I think that's an elitist point of view, and I will be glad to talk to you, like as an intellectualist as well, but at the same time, I just feel like you're doing a disservice in general, because I have people now, I have certain, I'm friends with everybody, I've dated all cultures, races, like, so it's not like I'm just like, I just,
you're an equal employer.
Do this, I do that. Yeah, I'm like, what is it, the Benetton, the colors of Benetton, but like that ad is back in the 80s, but I'm dating myself, but I just feel like I'm one of those open people that love everyone. Okay, I love white, Black, Asian, like Latino, like everyone. Like, and I see everyone equally. And I'm not about political parties. I don't live that life, like just where I'm just like stuck in that. And I think the world is bigger than politics. I think the world also includes heart, soul. And it also includes, apparently she's Christian and kind of maybe religious, and, I have no view about that either way. I'm just saying I think true spirituality is one that actually takes all things into account and doesn't isolate themselves so much, and just always tries to argue to be right.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there's a thing where I personally like to talk to people that have opposing views sometimes than me, and I've had a few in my show in the podcast, and I'm usually I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all, actually, to talk to people that have opposing views, because I am respectful of their opinion, as they should be respectful of mine. So the problem is when you get into a debate with Candace or Kanye West or whatever, Trump himself or whoever, right? You have to respect their point of view, regardless of what political background you have. You have a point of view. You have your amendment. You have a right to say that. But I also have a right to oppose your opinion, and here's the reason why. Let's be civil about it. And let's discuss this, right? And I think she needs to have somebody to do that, to have like a playing field, like I don't know. And it doesn't have to be political.
She's been on many talks, like she's had many people. I think from what I've seen, I don't know everything about her, but like many people have had talks with her or whatever, but I don't know what the percentage, if you want to talk numbers, like I don't know what the percentage is of like how high the percentage of people it is that are like actually kind of more on her side and viewing the way she does, you know, like that she gets the attention from. Right. You know, she's on Fox News, obviously. She's on all of these kind of right-wing, you know, like religious. And that's fine. Like, again, like I have nothing – personally, I'm not going to talk about religion, you know. Like, I believe everyone should, you know, they should believe whatever they want to believe. So I don't have an issue with that. My issue more is I feel it's just she's just a political machine that is an elitist. And I don't believe in anyone.
I think she's going to be the next candidate, to be honest, of something. She wants to get in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if she runs for office, you know, in some sort of different levels.
I mean, she has a really good husband now to help her. I mean, I think his father's a lord or, you know, something or other, you know, like. And it's interesting. You know, they have an interracial relationship. You know, he's white, she's black. He's very Brexit, and she has a whole thing called Blacksit. They're a very interesting couple, and I'm like, cool, love, great, you know, like who cares? But like at the same time, I'm just kind of like, girl, like have a little more heart. I want to hear more heart from you, and I don't want to hear your numbers. I don't want to hear your statistics. Okay, like I want to hear what you actually feel inside. And I don't feel that from her. And I that's what I would want to talk to her about, because I feel like life is more than just numbers and like what you say and the rhetoric that you spiel or what side you're supposed to always agree with. You know, like of course you have to always
you know. You heard it here first, guys. If Candace or Kanye or whoever wants to talk to Yvette Saunders, go right ahead.
Bring it. Bring it. I was talking to Kanye. Boy, it's been a long time coming with you and me, because, like, seriously, I met you years ago, and you're an interesting man. So I don't get where you're coming from. I don't know you personally, like in like a deep sense, but like I respect everyone's point of view and that they can think whatever they want to think, and we could all talk about things, and I'm fine with that. But at the same time, like, you know what, like let's talk, because I don't know, you're not sounding too sane right now.
I think he's being surrounded, you know what it is. I think he's being surrounded by you know who, the Kardashians, and not only that, but also the elite.
I don't know what it is. I'm not a magician.
I don't know. I think he's been up to his head for sure lately. But you know, I mean, he does have. You know, he didn't have. I've heard it. I've heard Candace and Kanye in different interviews, and they're both they're both very articulate, very intelligent people.
And that's great.
Compared to,
I'm glad we're all intelligent people. Great, like A+. Great. We're all intelligent. Fine, but I don't really care if we're articulate or intelligent. It's about like, do you really understand the big picture and like what you're saying and how your impact is? And you may think, oh, well, my impact is innovative. My school of thought, or the way that I think, is new, and that needs to be into the black psyche or, you know, mentality. And I understand, like, you're trying to do this new thought, but there's nothing new under the sun, okay? And so it's like, I just think the way that it's happening needs to be expressed differently, in my opinion. And you have your opinion, so I have my opinion. So you might disagree with me, you know, and that's fine. But like, I just, like I said, I'm open for conversation at this point. So if you really want to have a summit or whatever, you know, that you're trying to say, you know, have some new black thought and the whole thing, I'm down to talk about this. But, you know, do not try to like just like spiel numbers and percentages at me or yell them at me, you know, like you're
that's kind of
like,
condescending too. It's very condescending to do that.
It is kind of the energy is for sure. Like, it's just this kind of energy of like, oh, well, I've checked the numbers, so that means that I'm right about things. And it's like, people are right about many different things. Like, I mean, do you know energy fields? Like, do you know, like, other kind of subjects? Don't think that just because you're an expert at one thing means that, like, you're smarter than anybody else. And that's what I have a problem with. That's what I have a problem with, is like, that's your whole argument, girl, is that you think you're smarter than everybody else because you really locked down a way of thinking and, percentages and numbers and stuff like that, and, like, to support your point of view.
I did my homework.
Yeah, you did your homework. Good for you, and that's fine. But you know what? Like, I have a lot of knowledge in other areas that you might not have, and that are very relevant as well. So, I mean, I'd like to talk about those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like we have to look at the full spectrum of all of us as human beings, of culture, these issues that are happening right now. And I don't want you to just kind of skim over problems about some man, killing another man with his knee on his neck.
Not only men, but kids. Kids are dying
don't
as well.
Skim over that. Don't skim over that.
No.
Please don't skim over that just because he's a, quote, criminal, okay? Like, he didn't deserve that. I want to hear you talk about that more. That's it. Like stop. Like, don't, I'm sure you're happy and, in the way you think, and that's great, and you deserve that. But at the same time, I'm sorry. I think there's a greater responsibility as far as being able to see a wider view. Wider view.
Like, open your. We're gonna pray after we're done. I'm gonna pray.
Yeah, we're gonna pray
so that it can be enlightened.
Let's pray in the name of Jesus, Lord. Lord, please, Lord. Amen. Please open her heart and her mind.
Yes, please. Please, Lord.
To other people's point of view. Look, my mama was Christian, so, like, I grew up, I know the Christian beliefs and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's not like I don't get it, like, but at the same time, I feel like if you're a true Christian, you need to be Christ-like, and you need to also be open, because he hung out with the wrong people, right, in society. Like, he was with the whores and the thieves and everybody else.
So was Jesus. Right. I mean, sorry, you're talking about Jesus. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah,
I'm saying he but I'm saying, like, a lot of times, Republicans, or, at least politically right now, are on this kind of, like, religious. So if that's what they're using, I'm just like, well, then do that. Actually do that. Like, have the full perspective of what that means, and not just, like, what how it, like, makes sense for your point of view of life and how you want to live it. So that's
kidding aside, like, I was making fun of the praying, but I agree. We should pray for everybody who is in the office and who is in power, who can do things like Trump and Garcetti and whoever you want to pray for, even if you're opposed to their views, because you want them to be enlightened. You want them to, like, feel it one day, like, wake up one day with a deep, deep, I don't know.
Be enlightened. Be enlightened in whatever that means to you. Enlightenment and empowerment of the spirit and the mind, and and what that means to you. Like, you can say, it means this word or this person or this belief. Fine, but please, for the love of God, have a little more heart for humanity.
Get off your pedestal too, because nobody should be put in a pedestal. So you're anyways. But we can talk about Candace Owens any other day. Actually, it turns out we are almost running out of time, and I don't want to give her any more energy, to be honest.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you want to have any final words, but I think.
But I wanted to say, because we kind of got disconnected before, but like I really like my song is really important. Like I put out a song. It's called Black Star, and I
love it.
And it's important to me because I'm donating everything to different anti-racist organizations, whether it be Black Lives Matter or so ACLU. Like I'm just. I'm not making any profit, but like this is a song that really means a lot to me, and I really want to put it out there, for use, in its own way, and how it needs to be. So I sent it to you. You said that you
I got it. I downloaded it. It sounds really good, actually. It does remind me of like a Bond movie opening, but also it reminds me of Dreamgirls.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I got a lot of vibes, but I'm like, okay, I got the vibe from the Bond movie, but I also got Goldfrapp. I don't know if you ever heard of Goldfrapp. Portishead.
Yes, I love Goldfrapp.
Yeah, I got that vibe too, so I love it. I'm all over that. And so, I will put a link below. So if you're listening to this on YouTube,
check it out. If you put the link, that'd be great. Yeah. It'll all go to worthy causes, and it's called Black Star, and I hope everyone likes it and contributes in their own way.
Right. Well, we do have actually a couple of minutes if you want to. Let's switch the subject. Just kidding. No, but I do want to thank you because. I always want to talk to people about this, but people really run away from me at this point. I don't have any people that want to get political or get
I
just want to avoid.
Mhm.
And I understand.
I will talk about it. I'm fine with talking about it.
Yeah.
So we could
hopefully
do this weekly. We could do this weekly and talk about many things.
Yeah, because there's always something happening every freaking day now.
Yeah.
So, but we can focus on one thing at a time. And this is the Candace show, apparently.
Well, I guess we have to talk about her. It just needed to happen. She's demanding attention, right? She's demanding attention right now, so, yeah.
I'm gonna name this the Candace show. And,
please
maybe
don't.
that'll get her attention.
Please don't.
No, I won't.
Name it something
I know,
better.
right?
The love
We're talking
show,
shit about you, Candace. That should be the whole title. Yeah, F you. No.
That was your word.
She'll call us ignorant. She'll be like, oh, you're probably Democrats and blah, blah, blah. Democrats, what you said.
Democrats, Republicans, numbers, statistics. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure. You did your homework. Great. Let's move on. We don't want to hear from you, Candace. Well. So, actually, we're almost done. So, I do want to thank you again. And so, we can make it maybe not weekly, but maybe bi-weekly, something like that. We'll see.
I
don't want to commit.
We'll talk some other subjects when it makes sense, obviously, because, we both have a point of view that is open to others, and we don't want to just be like one-sided. We want to talk about it. That's it.
Right.
That's,
actually, I will have one of my cousins who is very Republican.
Interesting.
Calling the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
It'll be, he's my cousin, so I'm like, okay. We're gonna be related. We're gonna be related for life. So whatever you say, you show. Won't change that.
No, but it's great to have all points of view. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important because I'll wrap it up in a minute. But yeah, basically what he said at one point, he in one of our family reunions or parties, he said, I just voted for Trump, and everybody went ballistic on him. I feel sorry for him, to be honest, because I'm like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have said that, but you have a right to vote for whoever, and you had a reason to do it. So I'd like to talk to him about it and see what he thinks now.
I would love to hear that, so I'll be tuning in.
Cool. All right, Yvette. So let's call it a wrap because I don't want to talk about who at this point. Bless
We're
your
all
heart.
done with that.
Yeah.
Bless her.
I have 2 words for her. Bless you.
Bless us, honey. Bless you, honey.
Yes. May God have mercy on your soul. All right. All right. Well, we'll call it a night. And like I always say,
I adore you. Thank you. Thank you for having me as usual.
Thank you so much. And for those that are always listening to me, once again, this is Italo saying, you didn't see this coming.
We are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
And the recording computer.
Gosh, that's swell.
I didn't see that coming.